Candace Parker, Kiki Irfan, Napheesa Collier, Angel Reese, and now Caitlin Clark. I'm pretty sure I probably missed someone, probably missed a few, but the point is this isn't new. It's just more recent. It's a dirty play. Some say it's people are overreacting. Now, look, this is my stance on it. I don't like dirty plays, but I like tough energy. I like an enforcer. I like good basketball, clean sports. All right. But now, this topic I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to look. A lot of people are saying it's blown out of proportion. They're trying to involve race. But as you just noticed, I mentioned a lot of names of black players, white players. This isn't about race. This is about jealousy, envy, less talent, and they're just not able to comprehend. Like it's hating, man. Like I can find as many adjectives to describe what I believe happened with Alyssa Thomas, but it's jealousy. It's jealousy. They're better than her. They have a better career than her, and she's just a bully, and it's just what it is. And I want to talk quickly today just about my thoughts on it and present facts and opinions. And I'm going to look at both sides of the coin, because as much as I believe that it was a little excessive, and I'm going to call it a dirty play, but we're going to hear from her head coach as well. And he's doing what he has to do. Let's be honest. He has to come out and say that it's not that bad. Now, she did receive a 1-game suspension. Not enough if you ask me, but I'll get into my opinion on that later. Adam Silver would never. But before we dive in on this, the thing that there's a character in a movie, one of my favorite sports movies, actually, not just basketball, called White Men Can't Jump. There's a character in that movie named Raymond. This is Raymond right here. Pretty sure you can see him. You can see him. You can see him. Now, Raymond got hustled. They played 2-on-2. Long story short, Raymond and his teammate lost to Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, the white boy. And they assumed that the white boy couldn't play, but the white boy is nice. That white boy, nice. He's cold. He was cooking. All right. And gone are the days where you took your loss, you went home, you watched film, you came back, you got better, and you performed better the next time. This is what Alyssa Thomas reminds me of Raymond. Raymond lost, and he did not want peace. He wanted problems, always. Check this out.
Nah, fuck this. Both you motherfuckers are crazy. I'm going to my car, get my other gun, shoot everybody's ass.
That's Alyssa Thomas. Slight resemblance as well. No hate, no shade. Now listen, let's talk about this real quick. The Caitlin Clark effect. I found this interesting. ESPN WNBA audience from 454,000 in 2023 all the way up to 1.19 million in 2024. Just off the top of my head, quick math. That's about roughly a 3x in viewership in 1 year. Funny enough, the year that Caitlin Clark went from Iowa to the professional level with the Indiana Fever. Now, check this out. WNBA, this is the most astounding stat to me. I didn't know this. WNBA 1 million plus viewer games. Since 2008, 0. Let me say it again. 0. Since 2008. Not ever. Since 2008. Since the global financial crisis, there have been 0 1 million plus viewership and WNBA games until there were 23 in the year 2024. All right. Wow. So Clark appeared in 21 of 23 of those 7-figure telecasts. So those 1 million plus games. They're tuning in to see her. They're interested. She's entertaining. It's coming off of March Madness. Now, let's be honest. March Madness is one of the most exciting tournaments out there. Obviously, I'm not going to compare it to the World Cup, but March Madness is exciting, right? At any given night, a 14 seed could beat a 2 seed. A 16 seed could take a number 1 seed to the final minute and then the 1 seed might advance on a last second buzzer beater. It's exciting. March Madness is cooking. And the thing about it is, I'll be honest with you, the last few years, the women's national college basketball March Madness has been, it's been a lot. It's been way more interesting to me. And I actually preferred watching that in the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons actually, since Caitlin Clark went on her run and faced LSU. But the thing about it, the reason I bring that up is off of the tails of that, those fans followed Caitlin Clark into the WNBA to see her compete, because it's not just about logo threes. Caitlin Clark has a bag, right? A lot of WNBA players have a bag. And it's like, I can only speak for myself, but I believe I speak for the majority of basketball fans, where we enjoy watching players that have a bag, right? Anybody at the rec center or at the local basketball court can go up and down and do layups and hit a three every now and then. And it's not that exciting. They might even dunk. But when you have a bag and you're like, wait, did she just go behind the back? What? Did she just do a step back, hit the three in her face and just mean mug her down? Like, that's exciting. That's something that we haven't really seen in the WNBA in quite some time. So again, all those fans from that March Madness run followed her into the WNBA. 21 of the 23 million plus telecasts. Now, again, the Fever played in 15 of those games. Now, the Fever played in 15 of those games. Okay, so a lot of players are mad at this. And like I said, Caitlin Clark isn't the only good basketball player in the WNBA. Like, no one's saying that, and no one is saying that, she's here and everybody else is beneath. That's not what it is. Look at the influx in talent, skill-wise, that has come in the last few years, shortly before and shortly after her. Now, there was greatness in the league ages ago. I'm talking about Cooper, Cynthia Cooper. I'm talking about Rebecca Lobo. I'm talking about, there's so many. Ella Del Don, the list goes on. But currently, when a lot of players that grew up watching Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Kobe Bryant, I'm talking about players that are too young and probably weren't even born to get to experience Michael Jordan. These are the players that they are idolizing, and these are the players that are getting talent into the league. Something that you got to consider is, think about it like this. 50 Cent came out with Get Rich or Die Trying in 2003. Let me just follow me here. If this doesn't make sense, let me know. But let's just say that you were listening to 50 Cent when you were 17 years old. You were junior, senior in high school, you're about to graduate, right? 50 Cent is a businessman. 50 Cent was rapping about some gangster shit back then. A fan that was listening to him at 17 years old in 2003, what is it now, 2026? So was that 23 and 17? That same fan is 40 years old now. 50 Cent knows that 17-year-old that is now 40 is not going to want to listen to his gangster music today, back then. So what would he have to do? He would have to either adjust his music, or not the genre, but the style and the content, to appease a more older crowd, or make an attempt to bring in some new listeners that are still youthful and still on that type of time in terms of their taste in music, right? That listener isn't going to follow him up to 40 years old and still listen to that type of content. So he's moved on. He's has other ventures, right? Businesses, television, movies, things of that nature, right? So it's like the game has changed. And it's like, in the past, some people might be excited to just watch good quality basketball, whether it's layups, set plays or whatever. But you have to understand, as much as it is a league and we are excited to watch them play, there's an entertainment aspect, because at the end of the day, it is a business. It's a business. And I'm not saying that it's your job to entertain us, right? If I was to talk to the players, but it's part of the business. And Caitlin Clark is entertaining. All right. Let me tap into somebody I just mentioned earlier, Lisa Leslie. I want to listen to what this legend has to say, because it's important that we hear from somebody that is a great from the past as well. Let's check this out.
All right, ladies, your thoughts just as the league continues to work through what many perceive as consistency issues, especially when it comes to games being officiated, Lisa.
Well, officiating is tough. I don't know if anybody's ever even tried to officiate. It's not the easiest game. It's one of the most thankless jobs you can do. But in this particular situation, I thought that the last official should have been able to catch that. I was actually watching this game, and I was like, oh, wow, that was a bit much. So in that moment, I thought that the official missed the call. I'm not surprised that the league went back and fined Alyssa Thomas. But I think at the same time, it's tough to think that official would have missed that they didn't have a replay on it. That was tough to me. And I think overall, the league's got to do better. The officials have got to do better, but also players. Players have to clean it up. We used to play in a way that you protected one another. Yeah, I want to play physical. I want to play hard, but I'm not out here trying to hurt you. If I was out there for a loose ball and it was Renee down there, yeah, I'm going for the ball. But if I accidentally punched Renee or hit her in some kind of way, maybe the play goes on, but I help her up. I help her up. You know what I mean? Just out of the like, dang, my bad, my bad. You know, so I think that part is important too, the reaction. Maybe if Alyssa Thomas would have even turned like, dang, my bad. I didn't mean to hit you like that. It's a different thing, but that's not what happened. And so I think that the league got it right. But I think overall, Coach Tibbetts is correct. Everything, consistency is important. It needs to be cleaned up for all players, regardless of what their accolades are. None of that part matters. It matters about protecting these players, no matter which team, which position, when they sub in, the start of the game to the end of the game. Every player deserves the same time.
I couldn't agree more, and that's Lisa Leslie, all right? Let's quickly jump into what the Phoenix Mercury coach had to say. Now, I don't anticipate I'm going to agree with what he has to say, but I'm here to be fair, right? I'm not here to just listen to one side. You have to listen to both sides, right? If you are the judge, you have a plaintiff and you have a defense. Are you just going to listen to the plaintiff, or are you just going to listen to the defense, or are you going to listen to both? You can listen to both and then say, you know what? He has a point where I don't agree with him at all. So let's see what he has to say.
I'd like to address the AT situation. First off, the Mercury organization would like to let AT know that she's 100% supported by us. The people in this league.
He has to say that. I totally get it. He has to say that.
You know who AT is. She's a competitor. She's a winner, and she's tough. The one thing she is not is cheap. I respect Steph White. I got to know her with USA Basketball. I respect her as a coach and a person, and I understand her sticking up for Caitlin in this situation. But to say that we had two cheap shots in that game, to me, is ridiculous.
You did.
Steph knows AT. She got the opportunity to coach AT for 2 years, and she knows what AT stands for and what she's about.
Violence.
Next, I'd like to hit on my disappointment with the suspension process by our league and our leaders in the W. This was not a thorough investigation, in my opinion. The people involved were not questioned at all. It's extremely disappointing. No one from the league called AT, our security team, or myself about what we felt like happened in this situation. There is a protocol to be followed. Just coming from the NBA, there's been many investigations that I've heard about that there was calls on both sides, and that was not done in this situation, and that's disappointing.
It's in 4K.
I agree with everyone's stance. Let's continue to clean up our game. I'm part of the referee task force, the same that Steph White is, and Cheryl Reeve and Becky Hammond. The goal is to clean up our game, but I do think it's important not to rely on social media.
All right, that's enough. You don't agree with the 1-game suspension, but you're caught. Your player is caught in 4K with her clenched fist, with her forearm muscles bulging. Whatever. I think it's a dirty play. I heard somebody earlier compare this to Isaiah Stewart in the NBA from the Detroit Pistons, and I understood the angle, but I don't agree, because Isaiah Stewart is like that enforcer that you want on your team. He's a tough guy, and I get why they probably mentioned that because of that time where he tried to fight LeBron. Crazy, but I don't think Isaiah Stewart could be categorized as a cheap shot player or a dirty player. He's just tough. And there's a huge difference. There's no fine line. There's a huge difference. I want to hear what her teammate had to say, because funny enough, when I watched the replay, it seemed as if no one really had a reaction to what was going on. And it's probably in part due to players fall down all the time on the court. And at that moment, the ball had already been in transition the other way down the court. So a lot of folks probably didn't see the fist to the throat. So let's see what Sophie has to say.
Well, during real time last night, I did not see that happen. I don't, none of our team saw it happen, because I promise you, if we would have seen that happen, we would have had her back. Unfortunately, this type of shit happens every single game to her, and the league and the refs do absolutely nothing about it.
It's been a minute since you got fined on this podcast.
I have, but then like you see the videos of like literally kneeing and cheap shotting C in the throat. Like if she did that to any of our teammates, we'd be pissed. But like they're definitely targeting her, and the league and the refs do nothing to protect her. So during real time last night,
I mean, I'm not going to disagree. There's definitely a history of shots at Caitlin, but I think it's the fact that it's AT. Like a lot of players have had cheap shots at Caitlin in her career thus far, but this one in particular is just over the line because it's a repeat offender. And it's like, again, Adam Silver would never. Like, you're not going to do this. For example, Napheesa Collier got injured, I believe, in the semifinals of the 2025 playoffs, right? Lynx versus Mercury, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments if that's correct. Now, it seemed like she just caught her in the neutral zone, like she's a hockey player or something. You know, she just hit her. It seemed like it was like a knee on knee, like she caught her in the neutral zone on some hockey shit. But it's like, I believe she tore 3 ligaments in her ankle, and she's still out to this day. To this day, you dig? And it's like this same individual is just out here hurting people, and it's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if you look at Alyssa Thomas highlights, she's catching the ball down low doing layups. There's nothing spectacular about it. And it's like, I'm going to call a spade in this moment. And it's like, nobody gets in their car, puts gas in their car, goes on Ticketmaster and purchases a ticket. If Alyssa Thomas is coming to your city and saying, yo, I need to go see AT. No, that's not what it is. They're going to go see Caitlin. They're going to go see Olivia Miles. They're going to go see Paige and AZ, the 3-point specialist. They're going to go see Angel. They're going to go see, there's so many girls that have a bag. Like there's a player that I watched recently on Chicago. I believe it's Sydney Taylor. There's a girl that hit the buzzer beater the other day. Crazy. She's talented. She went to Notre Dame. Sonia Citron. Like the list of teams that I've adding to my watch list lately is growing. And before it was just, a handful of teams. But it's like, I'm gonna get into what I really want to say. I don't want this video to be too long. I plan to make another video, drop some content about how I really feel about the turning point, like the cusp that the league is on, right? Like there's a bunch of greats. You got your Sue Birds, you've got your Lisa Leslie's, your Candace Parkers, you've got all these greats, past and present. You've got shooters like Ionescu. Like again, I'm gonna talk about this in another video, but I like watching players that have a bag. If you go online and you type in Paul George bag or Paul George highlights, you like, damn, I didn't know he was so smooth. He's nice. I seen Kyrie Irving hit a game winner with his left hand. I saw that in real time. I said, hold on, was that his left hand? Did he just do that in the game? Does he not know this is not practice? I like seeing the bag work. Just the other day, I saw Paige Beckers split the defense behind the back or between the legs and hit the floater or hit the layup. I enjoy watching her play. I enjoy watching good shooting teams play. I enjoy watching the Golden State Valkyries. They can shoot that thing. The Portland, the new expansion team, they got a former NBA coach over there. They got some shooters over there. You know what I mean? And it's like, look at what Mabry just did. She just dropped 53. Cardoso from South Carolina. She's on Chicago right now. She just had a perfect game in basketball terms. 100%, 30 points. What? The league is at a cusp. Let me not talk too much. The league is at a cusp right? And I'm going to talk about it in another video. But I'm going to end it because one thing that I really want to mention is it's important right now for whoever, Adam Silver, Kathy Engelbert, they need to improve the aspects of the league that make it successful. Like, nobody goes to the game to watch the refs, right? Nobody goes to the game to watch the refs. And it's like, at some point, even though feelings are hurt, it's a business, and you have to do what's best for business. And you have to put your pride and your ego to the side and stop doing, like, imagine a league where you pay your money as a fan. You go to watch the game, or you're watching it on TV, whatever. And then your favorite player gets ejected for clapping. What do I do? What do you mean, Tech? What do you mean a player can't clap? That's demonstrative? You're going to tee them up? You're going to give them a flagrant? What are you doing? Do what's best for business. All right? And again, I'm going to touch on this in another video, but the commentary is cool. It could be better, but the officiating has to get better. There has to be parity. It has to be better. So let me end it off with this.
So when a player makes illegal contact, it's called a personal foul, which means this would be. So that would, yeah, that's a personal foul. No, there is no foul. You know, it's because that's why. But when a player makes unnecessary illegal contact, then it's called a flagrant one foul, which means this would be. Let's see, that's unnecessary. Yep, that's a flagrant one foul. No. What do you think? The player made normal illegal contact, which means it's just a personal foul. See what I mean? The player was just trying to get into a defensive position and accidentally made contact with the other player.
Jealousy.
That's why. But when the illegal contact is unnecessary and excessive, then that would be a flagrant 2 foul, which means this would be. So that
is this WWE? Is this Friday Night SmackDown? Is this Monday Night Raw? Like, can we just play basketball and continue to develop the skills, please? I understand it's a rough game. Like, I don't want what I'm saying to get it. Please don't get it twisted. I want to make this abundantly clear. I don't want a league where if you put a fingernail on somebody, it's a foul. That's not what I want either. But I just want better officiating and less bullying. Like, let me leave it for the next video.
that's unnecessary and excessive. That would be a flagrant 2 foul. No. Flagrant 1 foul? No. Why would you think? You're telling me that's just a personal foul? No. Why would you think? There is no foul. You know, it's because that's why.
It's because that's why. Listen, they gotta improve the officiating. I like what's happening in the league. I've gone out of my way to watch a lot of WNBA in the last few months. It's starting to get interesting. There's a lot of talent coming into the league soon. You know, whether it's Jazzy Davidson, Juju Watson, and a few other names. Again, I'll mention it in the upcoming video. But this is a really crucial point in the history of the league. Look, the NBA is about 80. Correct me if I'm wrong. The WNBA has been around for like 80 years. The WNBA is been around for like 30 years. It's a baby, right? But when Michael Jordan came in the league, he was getting clotheslined just a little bit, you know, the bad boys in Detroit and all that. But they understood, like, this is a golden goose. This is a critical point in history. Like, think about it like this. When Michael Jordan came on the scene, prior to Michael Jordan coming on the scene, basketball was huge in North America. But when Michael Jordan came on the scene, basketball was huge worldwide. It's bigger than your team. It's bigger than you. This is something that don't do what's best for business and continue to grow. And I promise you, like, good things will come from it, and you and everyone around you will yield the benefit. So quit wrestling, keep hooping, because we're watching and we want to see y'all win. We want to see y'all shine. And this video is getting a little too long. If you've made it this far, drop a like. I appreciate you, and more content to come. Peace.